Welcome back to the Wide Vault. Today, we are counting down the top 10 high-energy Japanese action movies you cannot miss, ending with a #1 spot so massive it broke box office records. At number 10 is the phenomenal third installment of a modern cult classic franchise, Baby Assassins, Nice Days. The story follows Chisato and Mahiro, two highly lethal teenage contract killers who struggle with normal, everyday social situations, but are absolute prodigies when it comes to wet work. In this latest chapter, they travel to Miyazaki for a hit, only to find themselves targeted by a ruthlessly efficient, solo rogue assassin who wants to wipe them out completely. What makes Nice Days an essential entry for the vault is its incredible contrast in pacing. One minute you're laughing at their awkward roommate dynamic, and the next, the screen explodes into some of the fastest close-quarters, hand-to-hand combat ever filmed. The physical chemistry between the leads makes the combat look effortless and terrifyingly fast. It is witty, modern, and sets a dangerously high baseline for the action to come. At number 9, we slide into the shadows with a movie that features a martial arts style so distinct it practically looks supernatural, Reborn. The film stars Tak Sakaguchi, a legendary figure in underground martial arts cinema, playing Toshiro, a former elite special forces operative trying to live a quiet life running a convenience store. But when his old commander tracks him down, Toshiro is forced to unleash a phantom wave of violence to protect his adopted daughter, taking on wave after wave of highly trained tactical soldiers in the dense Japanese wilderness. The combat here is clinical, whisper quiet, and shockingly brutal. Toshiro moves like a ghost, weaving through bullets and dismantling entire squads with a small tactical wave blade in fractions of a second. If you want to see standard military tactics completely dismantled by an absolute master of blade work, Reborn is a mandatory watch. Taking the number 8 spot is a movie that might catch you completely off guard if you judge it by its comedic cover, Gintama 2. Based on the wildly popular anime and manga, this live-action adaptation features a massive, chaotic, and breakneck universe where aliens have conquered Edo period Japan. We follow a trio of eccentric freelance samurai who get caught up in a violent, high-ranking military coup within the Shinsengumi police force. The standout set piece, a massive, multi-card train battle involving hundreds of rebel soldiers, moves at a relentless velocity. The swordplay is exceptionally fast, blending traditional kenjutsu techniques with modern acrobatic stunts and environment-shattering impacts. It is a loud, incredibly colorful, and high-energy roller coaster ride that showcases just how dynamic Japanese stunt teams can be when they turn the style dial all the way up. Slamming into number 7 is a blood-soaked, tattered samurai epic directed by the undisputed king of cinematic violence, Takashi Miike, Blade of the Immortal. This masterpiece stars Takuya Kimura as Manji, a cursed, tattered samurai who has been infected with sacred bloodworms that make him completely unkillable. Seeking to redeem his soul, he vows to help a young girl avenge her parents, setting himself on a collision course with an elite, ruthless school of rogue swordsmen who are trying to unify all martial arts under a banner of pure slaughter. This movie is an absolute marathon of steel and blood. Manji's unkillable nature means he doesn't fight with defensive grace. He fights like a tattered, desperate animal. The film builds toward an absolutely legendary final battle where Manji and his ally take on an army of 300 swordsmen simultaneously. It is gritty and tattered, providing a brilliant display of classic dark wucha-style samurai carnage. At number 6, we descend directly into the dark Japanese underworld with the ultra-violent crime thriller Hell Dogs. The film stars Junichi Okada, who is a legitimate, highly certified martial arts instructor in real life, playing an ex-cop consumed by vengeance who is forced to go deep undercover inside a ruthless Yakuza syndicate. To climb the ranks, he has to partner up with the clan's most unstable, psychotic enforcer, leading them on a bloody trail of internal executions, corporate assassinations, and gang warfare. Okada handles the action himself, delivering hyper-realistic close-quarters gun-fu, devastating knife sweeps, and bone-shattering wrestling takedowns. The pacing is intense. There are no prolonged stalemates, just cold, rapid, and efficient violence designed to show the absolute reality of the underworld's survival. It is dark, stylish, and packs an incredibly heavy punch. Breaking into our top 5 is an absolute monument to old-school, hard-hitting street grit Bad City. This film starred the legendary Hitoshi Ozawa as a disgraced, iron-fisted police captain who is secretly released from prison to lead an off-the-books task force. Their goal is simple: dismantle a corrupt conglomerate boss who has completely bought out the city's political elite and initiated a bloody turf war between local Yakuza and foreign triads. What makes Bad City a top 5 lock is its complete reliance on raw physical impact over CGI or wirework. This is knuckle-duster grit at its absolute finest. The film features massive, chaotic brawl sequences where dozens of thugs clash using iron pipes, kitchen knives, and bare fists. The choreography is fiercely violent. Ozawa moves like a freight train, absorbing massive amounts of damage and delivering bone-crunching strikes. The final, extended 30-minute raid on a high-rise stronghold will leave you completely breathless. Coming in at number 4 is the Fable, the killer who doesn't kill. Junichi Okada returns as the legendary elite assassin known only as the Fable, an absolute ghost of the underworld who has been ordered by his boss to live a normal, peaceful life in Osaka as a civilian without killing anyone for an entire year. But when a sadistic extortionist from his past resurfaces and begins begins kidnapping innocent people, Fable must utilize his unparalleled tactical skills to rescue them, all while strictly adhering to his no-kill rule. The sequel's action is incredibly fast and clever. Because Fable refuses to kill, his fights rely on quick disarms, nerve strikes, and using his environment to stop enemies. The best scene is a high-speed rescue on a collapsing construction scaffold, where he leaps across falling steel pipes. It is a masterpiece of stunt coordination that rivals Hollywood's best. At number 3 spot, with chaotic, youthful fury, is the massive live-action anime adaptation, Tokyo Revengers 2: Bloody Halloween. The plot follows Takamichi, a young man who possesses the ability to time travel back to his high school days. He must use this power to alter the past and infiltrate the notorious Tokyo Manji gang to prevent them from being corrupted by a sinister rival faction, leading to an all-out war between teenage gangs in an abandoned car scrapyard. Tokyo Revengers 2 earns its top 3 spot with explosive, chaotic gang warfare. Its highlight is the massive Bloody Halloween battle, where hundreds of actors clash on top of stacked, crushed cars. The raw, aggressive choreography swaps refined martial arts for flying kicks and iron pipe strikes fueled by pure adrenaline. It is a loud, high-energy spectacle of youth violence that keeps you glued to the screen. In the runner-up spot, we have Rurouni Kenshin: The Beginning. Serving as the dark origin story for the entire live-action franchise, this film strips away the lighter tones of the previous entries to trace the bloody roots of Kenshin Himura, back when he was known as the Batosai the Killer, a ruthless, tattered shadow assassin working for the revolutionaries during the chaotic final days of the Tokugawa shogunate. The action in The Beginning is fast, elegant, and brutally violent. Choreographed by Kenji Tanigaki, the sword fights look superhumanly fast, yet feel incredibly heavy and grounded. Moving like a hurricane through snow and rain, Kenshin uses his signature style to wipe out squads of armored warriors in blinding sweeps. The contrast between the poetic atmosphere and explosive, bloody realism is phenomenal, making it a masterclass in historical combat cinema. And finally, taking our absolute number 1 spot is the massive historical war epic, Kingdom 4: Return of the Great General. Based on the legendary manga set during ancient China's Warring States period, this monumental blockbuster delivers the ultimate finale to a massive cinematic arc. The story follows orphan-turned-commander Shin as he joins forces with Qin's enigmatic Grand General, Uki, to defend against a catastrophic invasion by the rival state of Zhao. Kingdom 4 is the absolute pinnacle of large-scale battlefield cinema, perfectly blending classic tactical warfare with stylized elite comic book action. The scale is staggering, packed with thousands of extras, roaring cavalry charges, and massive fortresses. What locks this film into the top slot is the legendary duel between General Uki and the powerhouse Hoken. Their bone-crushing, earth-shattering glaive combat is executed with unprecedented speed and cinematic power, creating shockwaves that tear through armor and shatter the ground with every single swing. 10 movies, 10 totally different styles, each one proving that Japanese action is at an elite level right now. From the tight, clinical combat of Reborn to the massive battlefield scale of Kingdom 4, these films will completely rewrite your watch list. If you want to discover more hard-hitting international action, hit that subscribe button to join the Vault Collection. Drop a comment below with the movie you're watching first, or let me know about any underground thrillers I missed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time inside the Vault.